question, and here's a question then, right? Because what I wanted to talk about too with that question is about the mental health crisis that we have, and the lack of meaning that we have. You're right. Some people will find meaning in TikTok dances and say that's their life now, and they'll take it way too seriously. But there are people out there, large group of people who have no idea what they're doing with their life. For just whilst going with the disconnected question, right? And they're just stuck in this kind of malaise, kind of like abyss where they don't really know what they should do, right? And I think we, based on everything we've talked about today, with the lack of a true understanding about our past and our civilizations, lack of what we even know about this, like what in the future we were doing, lack of even knowledge of self, because our memories and experiences are clouded by our own judgment. How do they take all of that, put into a coherent story for themselves where they can actually make a difference in their life? Any actionable steps that you found in your life that gave you self-knowledge that you can hold on to, that helped you kind of find some meaning in your life?
Okay.
I can go first if you...
No, it's cool. I have an idea of this. Alright. I, first of all, think that based on the way that I talk and, I guess, articulate myself, people might make the misassumption that I have a much clearer understanding of books than I do. What I mean to say by all of that is that you don't have to jump headfirst into anything at all. You don't have to bury your head in anything. I have quite literally spent my life doing that, and I am only now learning not to always have to jump in the deep end. Sometimes I can just put my fucking feet in and that's enough. And what I mean by that is like, just like what you said with knowledge or like with information, whatever. I don't have to have this hyper complicated, very well informed perspective on like fucking Mesopotamian cuneiform tablets, right? I don't need to know all my dates, I don't need to check all my facts, I don't need to whatever. If I choose to, it might actually be because I have a genuine life interest in cuneiform tablets. Maybe. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to buy one, but I don't think I legally can. I really hope so though. But regardless, like, all it is, right, is what I'm trying to get at there is take baby steps. Take tiny, tiny little steps. Just genuinely ask yourself, like, okay, what am I actually interested in? You don't have to come up with that answer fucking immediately either, because your brain probably is going to go, fuck, now I don't know, you put me under pressure. Like, just let it be. Whatever jumps out to you in your life, in whatever you're doing, like, say you're on fucking TikTok, right? And you're just scrolling through, doom scrolling, like every Thursday, whatever. And then you come across something that's like about, I don't know, this is the different ways you can cook bacon. And you're like, shit, man, cooking is cool. I'm interested in that. Go watch some more cooking videos, bro. Go buy some fucking bacon and cook some bacon. Why not? Like, it doesn't have to be this, like, grand sweeping life change. Like, somebody I know, they feel as if, like, when they smoke, they think it's just not helping them at all, right? Only making things worse, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to debate whether or not that's the case. I personally think it is. But I also think that making this enormous sweeping change in your life, because the thing is, this person, they always do this, right? They always do this, where they'll get into a state where they're like, I need to change, but I feel like I can't change, and I'm extremely frustrated with myself as a result of that. So I continue doing nothing, and it perpetuates itself. So I need to make a drastic change right now, this minute. And his immediate response is always, I gotta quit smoking then. Give it a week, he's right back on the saddle. Because the thing is, right, he is right. He does need to make a change. But he doesn't need to make an enormous lifestyle change. I'm not saying that not smoking is this huge lifestyle change. But also at the same time, let's not pretend it kind of is a very big change to at least your daily structure. Like, if you're, especially say you work in a bar, right? You get 5 minute smoke break every so often. That 5 minutes you cling to, bro. You fucking cling to that stuff, especially on a busy night. So to knowingly forego this, it means you literally are aware of the fact you've now also removed that 5 minutes you had to just take a breath.
You don't have to smoke, though.
You don't have to smoke, of course, but if you're out there, you probably will. What I mean to say by all of this is, like, basically, you don't have to make these enormous sweeping changes to your lifestyle. You don't. You should make changes, but you should always make small changes. Take small bites. Like, bro, it's the whole rest of your life if you envision it as one big meal, right? It has every fucking flavor, every dish you could imagine is up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to fill up your whole stomach the second you get the opportunity to. You can take small bites of different dishes and see which ones you like and return to for a little bit more. And at some point you might realize, shit, man, this is my favorite fucking food. I guess I'll just keep eating that for my whole life.
I completely agree. I think what's important too is, like, the idea that you can take things in bits will help you embody this knowledge.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we have such sweeping generalizations, but we can never really achieve them because it takes too much effort to put all this. We intellectualize it. I think that's what the person you're mentioning is kind of doing, where they're intellectualizing their problem, and instead of having an embodied knowledge where they
always end up overthinking the steps.
Exactly, and then it becomes a thing where you just kind of, you're in a loop because you don't actually understand the one step that you can take.
Yeah.
You understand the grand scheme thing that you're trying to get to, but the one first step, it's like going up a mountain. You're looking at the peak, but it's actually the first stone that's going to trip you up because you don't actually look where you're going.
Literally, exactly. Like, bro, it's good to have, like, pie in the sky. Like, I mean, man, look at me. I have a lot of pies in the sky that I want to reach for. But, bro, the biggest favor I wish I could have done for myself from a very young age, genuinely, and this is a change I still struggle to make, is just slow the fuck down and learn to take each day as it comes. Like, if you have a week planned out, good. Like, keep planning your week if that helps you. You don't necessarily have to. I don't think it's a requirement for everybody, but it can really help. But also just, like, just take each day as it comes. Like, if you wake up one day and you're so, if you struggle with it, you're so incredibly depressed that you genuinely can't get out of bed, sometimes you need that. Because also, to get to that point in the first place, your body has been trying to talk to you, your mind has been trying to talk to you and tell you, I'm in pain. You are just either incapable of understanding the language it was talking, until it went, all right, cool, do you know what, I've had enough of not being listened to, we're not getting up today. Or you actually start listening and trying to just, again, take small steps to soften that, like, scar tissue that depression creates in your mind. That's all it is, really. Like, I mean, shit, I just went through about 2 weeks of a depression episode, but even then, I came out of it yesterday, or the day before, I guess, technically, but, like, it's because I decided to make a very small alteration to my daily schedule of being depressed, and it actually had a really profound impact. And it was something as simple as just trying to write even a tiny amount of notes about something I just thought would interest me. That's actually why I got into the Epic of Gilgamesh, is because genuinely I just picked it up and went, why not? Ancient civilization could be interesting. I read the introduction and I was immediately sold.
Sorry to cut you off. I know that I would love to keep going, but I know we're going to get probably kicked out soon. But on that topic, on that last topic, so you mentioned that one of the ways that you've kind of got out of this is by studying all these different histories and kind of civilizations, I guess, knowledge, or just knowledge in general. Let me land the question.
Okay.
But the question I was going to ask is, how was, throughout your search for knowledge, right? What's it doesn't have to be a lost civilization, but what's something that you've learned about human beings or about society, about something that you've kind of like taken and it's helped you kind of have a perspective on your life today? What's something you learned about the past and about how we were back then, or how human beings conducted themselves, or even just the fact that that knowledge exists has changed the way you view people today, and maybe giving you hope about civilizations or society or even people in general?